gonna ride with me, and you did it. I am Mark. Make it permanent. Make it permanent now.
There's nothing better than betting with your friends.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. We are live, day 2, Final Four. Show a little emotion. A little
Yeah! Fuck Duke.
Ooh.
Fuck Duke. Yeah, fuck you guys. Let's go Houston.
Thanks for coming out, though.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Duke.
Yeah, what do we got? This is always the best day of the Final Four, and all 4 teams are still in it. So let's figure out what we got for a crowd here. Make noise if you're from Houston.
All right.
Gators. Duke. And Auburn. Nothing.
Oh, no, from Auburn.
0.
Auburn?
What was one? Duke?
Houston was pretty high.
Houston.
Houston.
Duke. I mean, Houston should be since we're in their backyard. Anyways, Final Four Saturday. We are at the Icehouse. What is it? The
River North
Icehouse. I get it confused because we have River North in Chicago. We've been to Kirby's Icehouse. We're at the River North Icehouse in San Antonio.
Awesome
perfect
bar.
weather.
Awesome bar. Perfect weather. I don't know if Bosco and Titus, so yesterday we did the show. It was like 95 degrees.
Up here at minimum 95.
Sitting next to Fanta. No, not a shot of Fanta, but it was a lot of body heat.
Yep.
Got in the car. Danny took me back to the hotel. Stepped out of the car, puked all over the sidewalk.
You did?
I had never had that happen to me. Yeah, and I felt fine after. I wasn't sick. It was literally just heat. Like, I overheated.
It was extreme heat. We have about,
it's crazy.
I think yesterday was 95,
yeah,
wasn't it? Today's 70. Perfect weather.
Yeah.
So, anyways, exciting day. Hoops fans, you can still get in the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. I will do this rant to the rest of the time whenever we're in Texas. I do not understand how you can't bet on sports in Texas.
Yeah,
it makes
crazy.
no sense to me. You can be strapped up carrying a gun, but you can't bet on sports. It makes no sense.
It's literally the state where you're like, the independence is king.
Yeah, let you do anything. You can't bet on sports. But for everybody watching at home, right now, DraftKings offering all new customers $150 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Download the DraftKings app now. Sign up using code STREAMS and bet the unexpected. The crown is yours. If sports betting is not available in your state, hello, Texas. Don't worry, you can still join in on the fun with DraftKings Pick 6, have the shot to win cash prize. You can't bet on horse racing either here.
That's crazy.
Which is I could never live here.
What time for the race?
It's I have a horse running at Santa Anita at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get a little bit into it. Bosco, you were supposed to line up the guests for us today. Mm-hmm. What do you got for us?
I got nothing. You did tell me at 11:30.
Oh, here comes. No, that's not true. It wasn't 11:30.
Bosco, what do you got for us?
I got nothing.
You got the most powerful phone in San Antonio, and you've got no one for us.
We can get someone here by the end of the show, right?
So
We're working on it.
My question goes back to, what's the point of getting all these numbers? We don't get anything from them.
Friendship.
We get nothing from it.
We're working on it. I had a line out to a ton of people.
11 o'clock this morning, 3 hours.
I made
before.
every single call.
I'm gonna have some advice for you, Rico, and this is fair criticism. Maybe set your sights lower. Dan and I were talking. He goes, I asked Charles Barkley.
He asked Barkley.
You asked Barkley?
Barkley.
No, I had a line to
And who was the other guy? Jim Nance.
Jim Nance
He's
and
like,
Barkley.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Are Barkley and Nance coming here?
They're on their way. They're on their way. Let's bring up Charles Barkley.
We have a shot with Akeem Olajuwon. I just got the text.
We don't have a shot with Akeem Olajuwon. And what are we going to say to Akeem?
Yeah. Hey, remember when you fucking scored all those points? That was sick.
He's a Houston alum. I'm trying to do what I can.
But the fact that you seriously were like, well, I asked Charles Barkley, that's insane.
How did that go? You saw him in the hotel?
No, I didn't. I got a line to him. A guy
you asked a guy to ask the
Yes,
guy.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Who did you ask?
A guy who's connected in the JUCO world. That's at an Auburn tailgate that was going to see some guys.
You asked a guy drinking a beer at an Auburn tailgate to get Charles Barkley on this show?
Listen, It's 6 degrees of separation.
I
That's
know,
all
but
I can say.
you have the most powerful
I
phone.
know.
This is your
If
Super
I had it
Bowl.
all week, I definitely. You didn't say
You
you
knew
wanted
this.
somebody
You
Saturday.
knew the
You
show.
didn't say you wanted
Yes,
somebody
we
Saturday.
did.
What the
yes,
whole-
said
we
we got
did.
somebody
Yes,
Friday.
we did.
The whole point of this show, like you have
He's
the
like
phone.
he's like Schefter sitting here on his phone, being
Oh,
like,
he was in the- he was
except
in-
he's got nobody.
He was in the parking lot, just standing there, just going like this for the last
I don't
hour.
want to let you down. Trying to do as
Well,
best
you
I
did.
can. Yeah, I did.
We're-
I ended
you
up
did.
letting it down.
We are let down in a
Yes,
big way
fireworks. It
with
was
the
a
big
high-
crowd, which we promised guests, and you got nobody.
That's the thing, is like you just have this phone that you collect all these numbers and we can't use them. They're just there for Bosco.
Fair.
Which leads us into the other thing, the story from last night, all-time scumbag move by Bosco. So Bosco and Jack McCarthy go out to dinner, and they get a place. Bosco's sitting at the Riverwalk, not talking to anyone, just looking for people that he can see. And then he goes, so their plan was to go out last night, and then Bosco says, oh, my tummy hurts, I'm going to go back to the hotel. Jack looks down, his Uber is to a bar, another bar. Bosco just leaves to go meet with some like SID somewhere. And then texts Jack like an hour later being like, all right, I'm ready to drink. Why wouldn't you just say that to him? Why don't you say I'm going to meet with someone? It's a scumbag move.
Yeah, it was.
You're out to dinner with someone
it
and
was,
you
it
just
was.
leave.
That's tough.
You tell them
was.
you're sick.
It's crazy.
Like, that's a crazy move.
It was.
What's wrong with you mentally that you have to lie to another guy to be like, I don't feel good, I'm going home, to go meet with an assistant basketball coach? It's crazy.
Rico,
I'm a crazy guy.
are you
Crazy
spinning
guy.
too many plates? You got too much on your plate right now?
Little
Do you have
bit.
too many
By the way,
guys?
he-
do you need to cut the roster down a
He
little?
did this at the last Final Four. That's when he did that
Yeah.
to Marty Mush.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't feel good. I'm going home to go to bed. And then he's walking through town in a tuxedo going to meet like SIDs and assistant coaches.
This is my issue with Bosco is he preaches
a bad guy.
He
He's a
preaches
bad guy.
loyalty and honor and all this stuff, but like if he sees like someone with a polo on with a Division III school, he'll forget you like that. Like last night I invited him and Dave to dinner. Dave replied, he's like, I'm not feeling well. That meant instantly Bosco was out. Bosco has no reason to go to dinner with me. Not friend.
Yeah.
Like I invited him. Like if Dave's not there, Bosco has no interest in me because he can't use me.
He made it like it was 50-50. I thought we were all going together.
I went
I
to dinner
didn't
with.
feel
set up
good.
dinner
I had
for
a great
tomorrow as
dinner.
well.
I had a great dinner with Austin, Pete, Danny, and Mike. Security guard Mike and security guard Danny. We had a great time. Had an extra seat, but I can't do anything for you.
Security guard Mike, totally different story. Absolutely got bullied by this old lady today. I don't know what's going on in San Antonio. There's some sort of like political protest. Have you seen that?
No.
People walking by with these huge signs, very anti like Elon. So we were parked on the side of the road at a pizza place. Underground Leo's Underground. It was very good, by the way. Very good pizza. Leo's Underground. Lady has a sign, walks up, knocks on the window. She goes, do you guys live here? We said no. She looks right at our security guard, goes, well, I don't appreciate you littering. He goes, sorry. And then the lady scowled, walked away. I go, you littered? He goes, I didn't litter. I'm like, well, why'd you
Why'd you say
apologize?
sorry?
He got absolutely
Oh,
run
no,
over.
Mike.
No, Mike.
This lady's yelling from the side. And then he did like Costanza, you know, the jerk store?
Yeah.
He's like, well, if I knew I could have fought back, I would have been like, you know who the litter is? You are. It was way out
Mike.
there.
Oh.
Very embarrassing. I was like, why'd you litter? He's like, I didn't. Well, you just admitted to it to this old lady. So
Brutal.
Yeah, a lot going on in San Antonio today. Final Four and people walking all over the place.
Did you, Dave? Now I have a question for you because I saw that you were saying that there was a club outside your room. Did you sleep well last night? I have a working theory now. It happens to you so much. Are you a complainer?
No.
That's where my meeting
Is the
was.
problem you?
I'm not.
I went there last night. I didn't think it was too loud.
Oh, that's where you ditched Jack for?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
we were staying at the hotel. On top of us, there was a bar. It stopped after I did it, or I would have been complaining all
Okay,
night.
okay.
I do not unfairly complain at hotels. I am a very hard hotel person. I'm like the old Fresno State Pat Hill. I've said this. If a hotel is loud, I will get up and leave anytime, any place, anywhere. It can be like 3 a.m, and if it's loud, I'm like, I'm out of here. So, but it stopped relatively good. Decent night's sleep. I do complain about water pressure, air conditioning,
conditioning, yep.
and noise.
Yes.
I remember you did that 2 years ago in Houston, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was how
Yeah,
Billy
you
led
left.
with the Final Four.
Yeah,
and
I'm
he
like,
just
I'm
left.
out of here. Because if I don't sleep, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
I got things to do. I can't be Bosco just not getting numbers.
Yeah, it's true. I also, did you guys see, I accidentally took like a 15-minute shit in the women's bathroom
saw
at the
that.
lobby
I saw
last
that. Yeah,
yesterday.
I
That was
saw that.
bad.
That's a
That was
nightmare.
bad.
Yeah.
I just walked out and I was like, why aren't there
Did
any
you get caught at
urinals?
all?
No, there's
no
no
one
one.
saw?
I don't know if there's other. I had my headphones in. I was watching the Cubs game.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if anyone else came in while I was in there. But when I left, when I got out of the stall, I was like, there's no urinals. Washed my hands, and then I was like, yep, I fucking just took a shit in the women's bathroom for 15 minutes.
I was in a, which I told you guys, I was in a rollerbed war with the hotel. Like,
Made no sense.
You know, like a cot, they roll the beds in. When I checked into the hotel, they're like, do you want your roller beds? And I'm like, I don't know. No, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Went up. The second I stepped in the room, the phone rang, and they're like, what do you want to do with the roller beds? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Take them, leave them. Are they here? I went out to do a pizza review, came back. There were 2 roller beds then in the room. They called me again. What do you want to do about the roller beds? I'm like, they're fine. I'm only here one night. I went down in the lobby waiting for you, Dan, to bring food. The hotel manager came up. She's like, I just called you about the roller beds. What do you want to do? And I kind of snapped. I was like, I don't give a shit about the roller beds. You want to keep the roller beds in there? Keep them in there. You want to take them? Take them. I have nothing to do with these roller beds. I don't know why you keep calling me about the roller beds. She's like, well, it was a mistake. And then when we went up, they were knocking on my door. They're like, can we have the roller beds?
Because you told me the whole story, and then we were on the same floor, and as I went one way and you went the other, there was just a guy standing in front of the room. He's like, sir, I'm here for the roller
It
beds.
was nuts.
I was like, what is going on?
They were all in their feels about the roller beds. Get these ads out of the way early. Reese's has been great. We've been hammering the Reese's. By the way, is San Antonio, someone asked me this. I think it's a no-brainer question. It's a Mexican food town, not a barbecue town, right?
I don't know. I mean, I did Mexican the last 2 days, and it was phenomenal.
Feels that way. Yeah, it feels like Mexican food's everywhere.
Yeah, I had a good Mexican right down at Sparkles, or
Yeah.
it was like literally a stone's throw right from here. It was very good. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combo of chocolate peanut butter. You can buy Reese's Cups basically anywhere. Perfect complement to chaos of March and are a winning part of the game day experience. Eat Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Feed your fandom. We've been eating them. What's the total you think we've eaten of those?
Well, I just had 4 before we came on.
Yeah, through the tournament.
The whole
But
sleeve.
thousands.
Everybody,
Thousands.
thousands.
By the way, speaking of food, did you hear that Danny and Mike, our security guards, they have to be, I actually think this might be the first time this ever happened in the history of the world. These 2 guys, Italians, flew from Staten Island, New York, to San Antonio, Texas, and went out to dinner in an Italian joint on Thursday night in San Antonio.
on the Riverwalk, by the way.
It's insane. They were like,
There's no way you like that.
they
There's
went from the Italian capital of the world.
There's no way the food was good to you.
No,
right?
they got sick. Mike got
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like, who does that?
I also, this is just my, I don't think the Riverwalk's where the good food is.
No.
Because it's touristy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
Right.
shaking no.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And literally everyone here is like, no. So to go to the Riverwalk for Italian food is an absolutely
Insane.
bananas move.
Insane. From Staten Island, too.
Yeah. All right, so the games we got coming up. Well, did you guys watch the women's games last night?
You're the women's basketball expert.
Yes.
Can you explain this to me?
Yes.
How the fuck is UConn a 2 seed? I don't understand it. I never understood it. They've been the favorite to win the tournament the whole year.
I think the Big
Injuries.
East
They
was
said the
bad.
Big East was really bad.
The Big East was really
And
bad.
But
Because
you're not.
Blut- yeah,
you're
I
not,
asked-
you're
I
not
asked-
bracketing the conferences. You're bracketing the teams.
I asked Blutman the same thing when they scrolled across last week when it was on.
I'm gonna look
He
it
was-
up.
I also-
he said, he said it was that.
I also
it
think
was
they
so
got-
bad. That's why they got it too.
I think they got healthy. I think
they were
had,
banged up?
Yeah, I think they got like this. The girl who scored 16 or 20 in the first half, she missed all of last year. She's a lottery pick, so I
Yeah.
think she was coming back from ACL.
Yeah, but even with that, they lost 3 games. They were like 32-3.
I didn't
or
understand it.
something.
Yeah, they're like the heavy. What are they favored by 7 tomorrow?
Yeah,
against-
big favorites
against,
over South Carolina.
They are favored by
Yeah.
that much?
6.5
So you
tomorrow.
got 3 1 seeds and a 2, and the 2 is the
Yeah.
heavy favorite in this thing. I don't know.
So
South
they did
Carolina- I'm
lose.
surprised by that.
They actually, they played South Carolina
South
in
Carolina
February.
beat them.
No. UConn beat them 87-58.
Oh,
I'm looking
that's
this
why
right.
they're
They
6.5.
smoked them?
Yeah.
They're 6.5 point favorites tomorrow.
Smoked them.
By the
Yeah,
way,
but like Seton Hall, women are bad, so they got a 2 seed. That doesn't make any sense.
I think
That
maybe,
doesn't
so
make-
I'm looking at it right now, they played USC, who they lost to in the regular season.
with Juju.
Yeah, so that they were a 1 seed, so that explains that one. And they also lost to Notre Dame, who was number 8 in the country. But yeah, I guess the whole Big East was bad. But yeah, UConn.
Games are
Committee
bad.
got it wrong, I think.
Games are bad. The women's games are bad. I'm obviously the biggest Caitlin Clark fan there is, but the pep or the electricity from this year to last year is night and day with her in it.
Yeah.
Just like 2 different leagues, and they move slower. She plays differently. Like I was watching Paige Buckert, who's great. She's a very good player. But when people always ask why did Caitlin capture people's imagination, she plays the game at a 10x speed of what Buckers does. It's totally different.
That's what we're missing with Juju, because Juju's like that to me.
Yeah.
When I watch Juju play, I'm like, holy shit, that's different than everyone else.
Yeah.
Last night looked like a normal women's game to me. we talked about it a little bit. I hate Gino Auriemma. He's insufferable to me. Every time he talks, I get mad. But yeah, it was I do. He bothers me.
Well, Dave, this is, if you want to make it about Caitlin Clark, it is like the fact that it's
That's
UConn.
all I want to do.
Yeah, so the line you got to use, UConn and South Carolina in the final. It's even more impressive that Caitlin got to the final 2 years in a row with Iowa. Because
correct.
you don't really break in the women's game. It's always the
Usual
3 or 4
suspects, yeah.
schools.
A beautiful gray just won there too. I'm counting my money.
I got a question, Bosco. Did you apologize to Jack?
Yeah, what is that's so mean.
And you also don't. I don't feel like you care that
Yeah, I do.
So
You don't care.
So you apologize or no?
Yeah, I said sorry.
You said sorry to him after? No, he didn't. Jack's saying no, you did not. That's just such a crazy move.
What's even crazier is saying you said you're sorry when you didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack.
Who?
He's not going to accept it.
Who were you meeting with? And the meeting was only like 2 minutes long.
No, it wasn't 2 minutes.
Who was it?
It's like a half hour.
Who was it? You have to say who it was.
Give us a 1 to 10. How important they
Yeah.
are.
I was moving into the NBA. The GM of the Mavs was up there. The guy
So
who
you
traded
talked to
Luka.
the GM. You talked to Nico.
hello. Nico?
Whoa! You said hello.
Nico.
Whoa! You said it was a 20-minute meeting.
Yeah, then I went, then you're at the bar, and then you try to get in. Yeah.
Wait.
it's
So
free.
did you talk to? Did you?
I said hello.
You said hello. How
hello.
many more words after hello?
That's about it.
So you literally left Jack at dinner to go say hello to the Mavs, different
to the
than
biggest bozo in basketball.
yeah,
by
to
way.
the biggest idiot of all time, who's not going to have a job more than a year from now, and you didn't even. You said hello.
Yeah. I know. I do wacky things down here. I gotta get better.
Now,
That's not a wacky thing. That's just a selfish thing.
I will say he does do wacky things Final Four weekend.
Yeah, but that's
he gets
selfish.
a break. He needs to get in that basement, that imaginary world he lives in, and next thing you know, he's buddies with a GM of an NBA
But he's
team.
not even. He's going to get in that basement and just daydream about the time he said hello to him.
But he can make anything work in that brain of his.
Oh, my God. That's like, I didn't know it was just a hello to him.
Yeah.
Miko Bosco.
Happens.
Oh.
No, that's the part where you're like,
It happens with you.
pretend like it's something like your house got flooded. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what happened, it happens. Like, no, you made the decision.
I have a question. Have you guys felt the Final Four yet? Like, I've been driving around San Antonio. I don't feel like I've gotten the vibe of seeing tons of, jerseys and, school spirit quite yet.
I haven't gone to the Riverwalk,
I think
so
right now it's
Yeah, you
bumping
get down by the river.
On the river walks where you're gonna go.
fans
yeah.
everywhere.
The bands on the boats,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, because remember last year last time we came, we stayed on the Riverwalk, and it was like the Loyola band was there, and everything was going crazy.
You gotta follow Fanta around. I miss Fanta.
I do too.
Well, the electricity he brings.
follow him
Instead, we have
around,
Mopey Bosco.
I'm not
Yeah.
mopey.
Fanta wouldn't leave us at dinner.
No, he wouldn't.
Still no guest.
No guess.
All right, the first game, Florida-Auburn. We have Florida -2.5. Now, Florida swept them, correct?
They played
No,
once.
they played once.
They played once and they won. At Auburn,
I thought
though.
they played twice.
It was
No,
at
they played
Auburn.
once.
Too many teams in the SEC.
Okay,
Yeah.
they played once. Florida beat them. Totals 159.5. What are you guys expecting in this game? To me, I couldn't pick it.
So
Same.
the first time they played was Elijah was not in the game.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
wasn't
think.
playing.
I think
Yeah,
it was,
that's
so.
right.
Florida,
Yeah, yeah.
Florida was actually banged up a little. I think it was a 9-point game, but Auburn kind of scored at the end to make it look a little closer. Like Florida kind of put it on them. I just feel I don't know. I keep going back. I have a future on Florida. I think Auburn might win. I think they're going to slow it down. I think they're going to.
Yeah.
Like, they slowed it down against Michigan State. I think they're going to try to do that.
It's going to be a hell of a game. Florida's guards I like better than Auburn's guards. Auburn's guards have not been played. Pettiford's been awesome off the bench.
Yeah.
But Baker Mazzara, Miles Kelly's been really bad in this tournament, and I don't know if he's going to get it going in a dome stadium. You know, like he hasn't been able to shoot.
That's shooting.
They need him to shoot well. I don't know. It's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to come down to Janai Broome versus Walter Clayton, which seems to be the talking point. I think it's like is Will Richard going to play well for Florida? Is like what's Condon going to do?
Yep.
I think it's all those like secondary guys. That's where the game's going to be decided. And I like Florida's guys. Their secondary guys more than I like Auburn's.
But Auburn's main guys can go, like Pettiford could go.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's what I think. I have no idea. You're the coach whisperer. You could tell me if I were Florida going into this game, I would essentially be like, all right, Janai Broome's hurt. He's not 100%. We'll never double him.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that their guards don't get hot. And if Janai Broome scores 25 or 30 in the post, he's going to have to work for it.
Yeah.
And we can win that way. Because I think they will probably try to play him straight up.
Yeah, and they have enough.
They have
dudes to do that.
like 4 dudes.
Rotating cast of the big dudes.
Just keep them off the foul line though. You don't want to give them free ones.
That's true.
What about the Todd Golden Bruce Pearl angle, Bosco? What does that tell us?
Yeah.
What does that tell
there's
us?
a ton. I know Kyle Smith's getting a ton of credit. Like he fucking, he did have an unbelievable staff. Are you familiar with this? When he was at Columbia, he had a bunch of guys.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kyle Smith is the coach of Stanford. When he was at Columbia, Todd Golden was one of his assistants.
This is a twisted web to ask.
He asked about Bruce Pearl and Todd Golden.
And we're talking about a coach at Stanford
It ties in.
who
10
had a
years ago.
friend at Columbia.
Who, by the way, Bosco didn't like that he went to Stanford. You hated him for that, right?
No, I just don't think he's won anywhere.
I don't even know who we're talking about.
Kyle Smith is out there trying to
Who is Kyle Smith?
the head coach of
Stanford,
Stanford.
and Bosco-
Columbia, Golden worked for him.
Bosco
He's
ripped-
out there in the media right now trying to take credit for Golden's career.
When did
Kyle
he do
Smith's
that?
Like,
When did he do that?
last couple interviews I've seen.
Bosco doesn't like Kyle Smith because he thinks Stanford shouldn't have hired him. It came out afterwards that I think Kyle Smith, like his son might have some type of health issue, and he wanted to be at a school where the hospitals were really
That's right,
good.
yeah.
And Bosco ripped him for that.
What's your problem? That was so all over the map. You like Golden?
The angle,
you like-
get back to
So-
it. The angle, yeah, we've seen this before with the mentor and the mentee. Two phenomenal coaches. I think Golden might have more horses.
So Golden coached for Bruce Pearl the
He
first
was
2
on
years.
staff. He was on staff.
First
So the
2
question I asked him was, Todd Golden was on staff with Bruce Pearl.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's
He
got
hired
the
one of his
advantage
first
in that
guys.
situation?
Yes.
And then
for his first 2 years at
yeah.
Auburn,
Yeah.
Todd
All
Golden
right,
was on
got
staff.
Got it. That was confusing.
yeah, and
I don't know
I would
how are we
almost
ripping
argue
Kyle Smith for
I
this?
forget
I don't
how
know.
we got
I don't know how we
Golden.
got there, but
I don't know. I would almost argue Golden.
who's
might,
having a good time out there? Hey, I miss Fancy doing that yesterday. That was so fun to watch.
that-
Go Spurs, go!
That was-
Go Spurs, go! Go! Yeah.
That was like the Donald Sterling. Remember the Donald Sterling?
I hate Popovich.
Remember the
Oh, by the way, I got nothing done last night. Couldn't do anything because everywhere I'm going, people pull me aside like, does Dave know about Popovich? Every single person, everywhere
What?
I went. Does Dave know Popovich had a stroke?
Oh, I didn't know
Does
that.
Dave know?
I didn't know he had a stroke.
Dude,
Yeah.
everywhere I was going, it was just.
Is he like in
Did you
bad
hate?
shape?
So let's
He
clean
might
that
be in
up.
bad
You
shape.
hated
So you
hated
wanna-
pre-stroke Popovich.
Yeah,
Is he okay?
Yeah,
right
I want
now?
you to.
No,
Oh,
we're getting
that's-
this. We
all
got
right,
this.
all right.
Shit, dude.
Someone's gonna tell me that when I'm going on a Popovich rant.
Pre-stroke Popovich.
I may be an asshole, but I'm not going after stroke guys. Pre-Popovich stroke, I hate him. Now he's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Kyle Smith, what an asshole.
No.
Yeah.
I would say Golden might have a little bit more of an advantage because
His team
Pearl
might be
hasn't
better?
seen all of his stuff, and
Right.
Golden can expect what Pearl's going to go to or this and that.
Do you really think that matters? What you
No.
just said?
What do you mean?
Like Golden
No.
has an advantage because Pearl hasn't seen his stuff.
I mean, he's definitely seen this stuff. They've played against each other.
I'm saying Pearl has a longer library that Golden might be able to be like, he could go to this, he could go to that.
Do you
I mean,
think?
they're
and
both unbelievable
and
coaches,
I asked
and
you,
it's
do
going
you
to come
think it
down to the
matters?
guys. No,
Yeah,
not,
are you?
no,
are
not
you?
as much.
You are. This is a dumb question. You're definitely like whoever wins. It was because of the coach rather than the players.
No, absolutely not. It's a pro Joe's league, Jimmy and Joe's in terms of players.
Unless
We've
it's
seen
Nate
that.
Oates.
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal coach. But, no, I mean, you got to give credit. Listen, you got 4 phenomenal coaches in this as well. But you also, as Mark's point, you have possibly the 3 best players in the country. So both can be true.
Let's talk about Clayton from
You also
Florida.
have to
Awesome.
win with good players.
Where did he come from?
Iona.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, is this?
He's been playing better. I mean, he's been great all year. He's a first-team All-American for a reason, but he's turned it up in the tournament. Like what you're seeing lately, he's even better than he was all season. He was great all season.
And how many years was he at Iona?
What, 2?
Yeah, was it 1 or 2?
Might have been just 1 with Patino.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
No, last year he was pretty good all season. Into the season, very strong. There was some hype coming into this year, but he was a little inconsistent. He's if he's not scoring, what does he do for them? That was sort of the thought with him. And then he's been great all year, but like he's on like a Kimball Walker run right now, where he's just like, if they finish this off, if he wins 2 more games, it's an iconic NCAA tournament run. And I agree with you, Dave. This has not been a great tournament, and there are a lot of things you can point to and say we need more magic here, we need this, we need that. If Florida wins the national championship and Walter Clayton plays 2 games like he's been playing, that's an iconic run through this tournament that we'll remember forever.
So my question:
2 years at Iona, 2 years at Florida.
So my question then with him, probably not. You mentioned Kemba Walker, and I think that's like sort of a fair comparison. Kemba Walker was also like a very good NBA player.
Yeah.
This guy's game doesn't translate, does it?
Yeah, he'll be like late first round, I think. We'll see. He'll get
Kemba
a shot.
was early, right?
Yeah. It's hard because like when you get thrown on an NBA team and you can't just take whatever shot you want. Like the shot against Texas Tech where he like, what did he cut to the basket or get the offensive rebound? He's in the middle of the lane.
Yeah.
And he takes 2 dribbles out. And like
it was Steph Curry.
You shoot that one time as a rookie in the NBA and it doesn't go in. They just look at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
So that sort of stuff he's going to have to figure out. But, yeah, I mean, he's got the skills to stick around the league for sure.
He's awesome. Did you see that viral I love these moments. I know it's sappy, but there was a viral tweet going around, I think yesterday. It was Walter Clayton's, like, cousin, and it was, like, a picture that he posted maybe 10 years ago being like, my little cousin just won, like, the under-12 championship in Florida. Like, watch out for him. And it was a picture of Walter Clayton when he was 12 years old.
Awesome.
I love that shit so much.
You seen the
look, there it is.
That's
there we go. This is his older cousin?
Yeah, my little cousin came in first today at the Easter Classic Division 12 and under. He'll be on everybody's top 10 list soon. That's from like 10 years
awesome.
ago.
And his name is Walter Clayton Jr., right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I for the first 13 times I heard him, I was getting confused with Walter Payton somehow. Like Walter Clayton Jr., like Walton Payton.
Yeah.
It was just confusing me a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's pick
The old White Sox Dave Gum Club.
Yes.
You like Auburn, though, Bosco. You like Auburn to win?
I'm with Dave. Total coin flip on this
Yeah.
game. I lean over a little bit. I know Dan thinks they're going to slow it down. 2 dynamic offenses. The SEC has
I'm not
played-
betting the under. I just want to say that I like because I don't bet unders, but I think Auburn is going to try to slow it down more because Florida is so deadly when they get out running.
Right.
So I think Auburn's going to want to try to play it a little slower.
Yeah, the SEC has played at a high pace. I lean over. Truthfully, no picking that. I am very high on Houston.
I'm going to take Florida in this game. They were in my national championship. Yep, the chump. They were. Now we have Auburn fans. People are booing. 2 seconds ago, there wasn't anybody from Auburn.
We got a couple Auburn guys.
A couple Auburn fans, War Eagles, rolled in late. Florida has been my pick for the entire tournament. Not tournament, season.
Yeah.
Like Florida is who I thought was the best team. I have since changed, but I still think Florida is better than Auburn. I did a parlay for this game. I changed it up because I'm not super confident. I said Walter Clayton 3 threes and Pelfrey 2 Pelfrey.
Pettiford.
Pettiford. 2 threes.
Pettiford.
Yeah, Pettiford 2 threes. Now, I don't know if this dome.
So here it is. Here's the full parlay.
Yeah, so Knipple 15 plus points. Walter Clayton 3 made threes. Pettiford 2 made threes, and Knipple 2 made threes plus 509. Here's my thing. Barring the Alamo Dome being a shooting problem, but there must be stats from the past.
I don't think it is. I think the only one that I know for sure is really, really bad is the Houston. Whenever they play the Final Four in Houston, it's like
Houston.
atrociously bad.
Yeah.
So you might be okay.
I hope so. Nice to get a winner in there. So those are my picks for the first game.
Those are 2 fun guys to root for, obviously,
Yeah.
with Clayton and Pettiford. They go fucking bananas real quick.
Yeah, that's what, like, if you're asking, like, what I hope this game, what happens, I want Florida to win, but I just would love to see a situation where we're, like, 3 minutes left and Clayton and Pettiford are going back and forth. Like, we deserve that. And Clayton's that guy. He's just been that guy. Like what
awesome.
the Elite Eight game, I don't think he had a point the first 10 minutes, and he ended up with like 25 points.
By the way, I don't know, Jack, man. If we do it later, Jack, questions the audience. That could be good, too, if we have a microphone. The second game, Houston, Duke.
Line moved.
Duke minus 4.5.
5.5 yesterday.
So people are betting on Houston.
But they're not, though. I saw the numbers were on Duke.
Money's the other way.
Yeah.
Well, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Interesting.
I love Duke.
Well, it could be sharp money on Houston.
Yeah, I love Duke. I've become more sold on Duke. Duke, like you, Dan, I don't hate them anymore. Their fans are still very hateable. You see a Duke fan and you're just kind of like jerk.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's a Duke guy.
This guy?
Yeah, he's just.
yeah.
No, the one. Yeah, they're a hateable group of people. Which is where you want to be, by the way.
Right.
You want to be the fan base that everyone hates because that still means you're kind of the top. But I don't think they're beatable. I think they're too big, too long. Forget the offense. The offense, great. Their defense is what they're just suffocating.
I know.
A lot of ball left to be played, but I think this Duke team is in a position to be an all-time great team if they get this job done. They were hiding in plain sight the entire season.
They really were.
Yeah, because the ACC sucked.
The ACC sucked. Everyone tried to say they're not playing anybody, which is true to a certain extent. But like if you actually watch the games, you realize they're just on a completely different level. And I think the Alabama game was a wake-up call for a lot of people because that was, they're playing an SEC team that just hit 25 threes and they shut them the fuck down. They shut them the fuck down.
Fuck down.
Set the program back, kind of. So
put Nate Oates in a body bag.
Unbelievable win for Duke. And I think that's kind of the team they've been all year. I don't think that was a fluke. So, yeah, I'm with you, Dave. I think Duke is head and shoulders better than everybody else in this tournament. But anybody can win it. I don't think if any of the other three win it, it is like a stunning call your grandfather and say, did you just see what we just you're crying, you can't fucking believe it. It's like, yeah, like all three other teams are good enough to win it all, but Duke is a level above.
Right, if any of the other three teams win it, they're going to be, like, statistically, analytically, one of the best champions we've had in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
That's how good all four teams are. But, yeah, I think I said if they played the Final Four exactly how it is out 100 times, I think Duke would win 70 times.
The other thing with Duke is, like, you can't even point to a game where somebody went a certain way and beat them. They had that one hiccup against Clemson.
Everybody was sick. That's what the story, right? Like, I think.
And then their other losses are very early in the season, had a shot to win and flag falls down. You know what I mean? It's
they had their first two losses, they were playing two teams that are like the average starting age was 25 years old, and they're a bunch of 17-year-olds, and they're they're a completely different team since then, and they've lost one game since. So
there is no game plan that says like, well, you attack them here, you attack them there. They've just dominated all the way through. So.
I got an update on Hakeem, by the way. So Bosco's been texting security guard Mike saying that he might be able to get Hakeem Olajuwon as a guest. So his handler asked if someone could call him. So Jack called him, and the handler immediately said, "How much are we going to pay him?" Because he doesn't do random shows in bars.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So we struck out on that one.
I barked up every tree.
Damn.
Well,
the highest trees.
Yeah, I mean, is there anybody you asked that we realistically had a shot at that would have been interesting for this crowd?
Chris Jans, potentially. Mississippi State's coach.
Yeah,
but I mean, I knew you wanted. You obviously wanted somebody big.
No,
someone who's good. Will Wade,
Will Wade would have been a home run.
Right,
yeah,
he left town. Talked to him early. Titus Edney was floated by somebody.
Coast to coast.
That would have been good.
When you say
That'd been
floated,
really
people
good.
just like.
Yeah, you don't have any of these people's numbers. You just have someone who knows them.
I got Titus Edney's number through the guy, but I didn't think he was.
So if you have a guy like Titus Edney who you've never talked to, you just randomly have his number. How do you text him?
You would call, hey.
This is Rico Bosco.
Yes.
He's got the numbers of a bunch of Austins. Like he's texting Austin being like, can we get Dave to come to this random bar? Austin wouldn't even tell you because he'd be like, no, he can't. That's what you're doing.
Everyman Jack.
That's a fact.
Everyman Jack is a clean men's brand made specifically for guys. From body wash to deodorant, hair to beard care, they've got everything you need to look, smell, and feel great. This is the first men's personal care brand you don't have to compromise on. Price, scent, or quality. Shop Everyman Jack body wash and deodorant at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and
Looks like Nebraska might win this Crown game, so we might get a Big Ten representation in the championship. By the way, Jack McCarthy does owe me $19,000.
Why?
The Crown was not sanctioned by the NCAA, so they took all the bets down from all the gambling apps. So Jack McCarthy being, like, oh, I'm so much smarter than everyone, said, I'll book your action. And I said, I'll take $5,000 on every over in the first round, went 6-2.
Yeah, we got a Rico chant.
Building me back up. Yeah,
What do you have to say to your people?
I love you.
You're
Love all
not
the
down.
people.
We just asked you to be accountable for being a douchebag to Jack.
Right, I was. I apologize, Jack. I was a dude.
So I'm going to say this right now. People are going to see me get on my phone because I'm in a horse racing contest that every once in a while I got to just put my play in. So I got to take in the 7th at Aqueduct, I got to put my horse in real quick.
Which one?
I got to take I don't know yet. I'll tell you right.
You know who's big into horse racing that I found out yesterday? Who we should invite if we're going to Saratoga again this year?
Who?
Which I think Jerry O'Connell.
No kidding.
He said his dad was a huge horse racing guy, loves reading the racing forum.
You can't bet on horse racing in Texas either, which again is just one of those things I'm never going to understand.
No.
I expect in a state like this that you can basically do whatever you
whatever you
want.
want,
Go
right?
shit in a women's bathroom.
Yeah, you can
do whatever.
That's
anything.
Right.
And then they're like, no, you can't bet on sports like everyone else can. Why can't we here? Somebody's going to have to make that make sense to me because it doesn't. I'm taking the 2 at Aqueduct. That is raising the stakes.
Raising the stakes.
All right. Pick 2, done. All right, I'm back in.
Don't
See?
get
Done.
don't get down on yourself.
I'm not.
Bosco.
I
I don't want you to be mopey.
We left it off at the rundown, a little inside Barstool. Did you watch the full Frank video with his guys?
I saw a little more, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Because I can't find. I didn't find the full one. I did see you get attacked by Alex Stein,
That was tough.
and you handled it. Like
He
a
handled
pro.
it well. I told you
you handled
handled
that
it well.
like an absolute pro.
Yeah, because you're in a no-win situation. He wants
I'm
you to react.
44 hours in.
Right.
You can't hit him. You know what he wants to do. He wants to get the
I
clicks.
did see your hands. When you did this, like I speak fluent Bosco, that was when he was getting, the tempers were flaring in his brain, but you were great.
held
I thought you
yourself
did
back,
very well.
Yeah, you can't get this. You can't stoop to somebody's level.
And then did you see some woman who's fighting on behalf of Alex Stein said that Bosco's the COO of Barstool?
I did see that. They said, why is the COO of Barstool riding the Greyhound bus? It's a big smile for him.
Oh, man, he's back.
How many people here are actually going into the games today?
We gotta all go.
Almost.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man.
San Antonio's a strange city to me in the sense they have the NBA basketball team, they have the Alamo Dome, and that's it.
Nothing else.
They've tried to get an NFL franchise.
Have they?
I think so.
That's what the Alamo Dome was for, right?
Yeah.
Did they build it thinking
And
we'll get
UTEP
an
plays
NFL
there, maybe? No.
We'll get an NFL team.
And what was UT San Antonio?
UTSA.
Yeah.
My bad.
What's
That's
this?
my bad.
What are we doing here? This is
UT
UTSA. This is the hand. This is.
But for the
What
most
is,
part,
is this the Roadrunner?
UTS.
That's the Roadrunner.
You guys had a sick
Yeah,
wide
that makes
receiver
sense. That makes
quarterback combo like 2 years ago.
If you
I
look
love
at the
that.
tail,
Oh,
I think
okay.
the
You
tail,
can't shake it. That's like that's a Hawaii thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang loose. For the most part,
shake it like
UTSA is totally and completely irrelevant in everything.
No. That's like 2 years ago.
Why are you booing? That wasn't even an insult. What conference are you in?
American.
They're in the
UTSA is
American. So they
Oh, Josh McCown's son plays here.
Were they in Conference USA for a little bit too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were in all of them.
They had a wide receiver quarterback combo like 3 years ago that was awesome. What was his name?
Listen, UTSA has to have a reality
Yes.
check. You can't be booing when somebody's like it's sort of an irrelevant. I'm not saying you can't be a great engineer or you can't go on to do great things, but in the world of sports, we're at the Final Four. You guys are irrelevant. Like you can't boo that. Yeah.
No, they went 11-3 2 years ago
And what?
in football. They were 8-0 in
really?
the conference. Yeah, remember?
They play in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, they played in the
They played
Alamo
the-
Dome. They
Wait a
were
minute.
really good.
That's not that team that I bet on in basketball, is it?
No, I think you're thinking of UTEP, the team that Might have been UTSA. That was like 6 or 7 years ago where they were not very good, but they had a streak of like 12 games in a row where they covered against the spread.
There was one of these schools. Who's the most famous athlete ever? Any pro athletes?
Let's look it up.
They're people like we got one.
It's going to be a golfer.
Roadrunners in the
I'm gonna
NFL
get
draft.
not a golfer?
Here we go.
They're saying two. They're saying the Roadrunners
Football?
got two. All right, that's
Reek Wollen is good. He's on the Seahawks defensive back. He is good. Marcus Davenport, who's a bust. He's not been good for the Saints. So then you got those two guys.
all right. So you can't boo somebody when you like. How many athletes you got? Two.
Sincere McCormick.
4 now. It just doubled.
I'm going to look up
4 in the
UTSA.
NFL?
We're going to do a little UTSA.
Who's the rival to UTSA?
Famous- Is it
Who's
UTEP?
your rival?
Texas State.
Texas State.
This sounds like it would be like kind of a C- movie.
All right, here we
like
go.
Texas
Yeah.
State versus UTSA. It's like Straight Arrow Gennaro, like that movie. Like that's probably what conference. What was that? Straight Arrow Gennaro. What movie was that?
I
They're
don't know.
cheating.
I don't know.
Nobody
Notable
knows
alum,
Straight Arrow Gennaro.
Michelle Beadle.
Who are some famous celebrities from San Antonio?
In general,
Yeah.
they don't got none.
Okay, yeah.
Travis Scott. All
Oh,
right,
that's
a
good.
big
That's
one.
a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm
Anybody
looking
else?
right now.
By the way, were you trying to get Barkley? No, and he called all the women ugly here?
That's right, he did.
I don't think it was ugly. I
He
think he
did.
said fat.
Same.
Said fat.
Well, no, that's not the same.
Eating churros.
No, he also called them ugly. He's called them a lot of things.
But fat and ugly are not the same. You can always lose weight. You
How
can't
does
get
the-
unugly.
I'm going to look up Straight Arrow
That's a
Gennaro.
hell of a line.
Maybe it's the truth. All right, so,
Give
so
me, give me
Michelle
some
Beadle.
Oh, Beadle went?
Beadle went here, yep.
All right.
Nobody outside of Texas can go here. It's got to just be nobody. Yeah, you got to be from Texas.
Necessary roughness.
Necessary roughness. Straight Arrow Gennaro. This doesn't that look like the logo looks like it takes place in San
Texas.
Antonio.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like the Roadrunners as
Great
a mascot.
nickname.
Yeah.
That is very fun.
we go.
UTSA.
Is there a minor league baseball team here? Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's just strange to me to have an NBA team have that big of a facility, but not have other pro sports. You had the Rampage. What the hell's that?
Is that
The
USFL?
San Antonio
Yeah,
Rampage?
Is that arena?
Arena football?
The arena football?
Hockey? Hockey?
In San Antonio?
No way.
So it was.
First of all, this guy, the
Frank Harris.
Stars guy, might as well just come join the show because we're just having an ongoing conversation with him.
he's giving us everything. Oh, here comes your race.
Yeah, I got the two.
Frank
But
Harris and Zachary Franklin. Those were the dudes. Those guys were awesome.
can we go back to him saying they had a hockey team called the Rampage? There was never an NHL team called the Rampage.
AHL.
Well, that
So
don't count.
You said there's nothing in San Antonio. This guy said yes, or he said yes, there is. There's a former AHL hockey team.
He's
We
fake.
used to have we used to have a minor league hockey team.
Venmo has been with us all tournament long. Sign up for the Venmo debit card in seconds. Earn up to 5% cash back at top brands when you shop with Venmo debit card. Whether you're splitting the bar tab or snacks for the watch party at home, use Venmo debit card for the game day assist. The Venmo MasterCard issued by the Bancorp NA, pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh offer terms apply. Start spending on your Venmo balance instantly with the Venmo debit card. Sign up today at Venmo card. Venmo.com/card/apply.
You need something here, Dave.
Well, yeah, this is a
real
little
horse
contest, so it's a long.
you're dead.
That's a loser.
Dead.
That's fine. 4 to
he's
5.
fading.
Yeah, that's okay. We continue. No big deal. Move along. We're having a great time at the Icehouse.
Great
time. Love these.
And by the way, I think I'm going to give San Antonio a compliment. I think when the outside world, sometimes I hear disparaging things, I think San Antonio is a very cool city.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be here in the summer. I feel like it's way too hot in the summer.
yeah.
But yeah,
Riverwalk-
it is.
Yeah, Riverwalk's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice at night.
But I don't
like-
think the locals go to the Riverwalk, or do they go to the Riverwalk? No,
No,
they
we're
don't.
getting a lot
That's
of no's.
That's
What's
tourist
the-
city.
Yeah.
That's
What
tourist
about
city.
the Alamo?
You remember the
Is
Alamo?
that not
No.
worth
There's no
seeing?
basement in the Alamo.
Is that worth going to?
Bosco,
No,
what's
all right.
what's next up for you once March Madness ends?
Baseball, get into the Mets a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Yeah.
is it? You get a little sad.
Definitely.
You get a little sad. What about the association? You gonna watch a little association?
We'll watch the playoffs, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Knicks we don't look great. Brunson's coming back. But it's tough because the Knicks have a great thing going, but they're clearly a step, maybe 2 steps below the best team in the league. They'll never beat the Celtics, so it's tough. But you don't want them to mortgage the future for an aging superstar. I like what they're doing. They're a very fun team to root for. They're doing well, and they'll have a good, entertaining playoff games, but they can't win the title.
Okay.
So it's a tough spot to be.
So then what else? What do we got this summer? Anything big? Just collected numbers? AAU?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you see, by the way, Bosco, I'll ask you this. Here's something we can bring up. I saw it today. Michigan got the #1 player in the portal.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
got
the
3
kid
of the
from
top
UAB.
20.
So-
3 of the top 20 guys.
Break this down for me.
That kid's really good. Luxembourg is his
Yeah,
last
yeah,
name from
really
UAB.
fun.
That's your
Yeah.
report? He's the #1 kid in the portal.
Yeah, but he's
Break
big.
him down for me. He's good.
We watched him in, I think the semis we had on. UAB's got, obviously, Andy Kennedy. He played for a good coach. Big, tall, athletic.
That's what I mean, by the way, when you always bring it back to coaches.
Yes.
Like, break down this kid for me. Plays for Andy Kennedy. What does that have to do with the kid?
I
He's
know
a big,
him.
bruising guy that can stretch out.
So what does it have to do with Andy Kennedy?
He didn't, Andy Kennedy fine-tuned him. He's going to be really good when he steps up to Michigan.
So that confirms what I say. You'll always give the credit to the coach.
Correct.
Michigan's killing it though, Dave.
Why?
They're killing
Why,
it.
why is everyone
Money
going there?
problem.
Because it's a
I
good
don't know.
school.
I don't
Dusty
think they're
Baker's
loaded.
coach.
I don't understand.
How are they not loaded?
Like, I don't think the NIL for Michigan, from what I gather for basketball, is like heads and shoulders above other teams.
But
always gonna be a football school.
if Larry Ellison's paying for the football, then they've got more money to pay for basketball.
My interaction with Joan is she is very much a football focused gal.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like if he's handling football, that opens up
Other
dollars
money.
for basketball.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And Dusty May is clearly doing a great job. Yeah, they're going to be loaded next year.
Yeah, I mean, Fanta said it. Like, I don't think that's a stretch. Michigan in the Final Four in the next 3 years. They're doing
No,
what
I don't
they're-
either.
They're doing very well.
Not the way they're not the way they're going. They're doing great.
Dusty May, one of your guys?
Yeah, he's
Oh
got-
yeah, you texted him.
Yeah, he wasn't in town.
Yeah.
Didn't make it down.
We were trying to get him to come down just for this.
Yeah, he's got a great staff. Kyle Church, one of his guys, used to be at FAU with him. Great staff.
Who's got the best staff?
I don't know. I guess, Oates has turned 4 or 5 guys in the last 5 years into head coaches. I don't know. It's one of those things like, are your assistants great if they go to a lower program and become a head coach? Or if you have longtime assistants like KT at Kansas with Self and those guys, like Pearl's obviously got his son in waiting. Like, I don't know. It's 2 different ways to skin a cat.
Do you get into the portal yourself?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you looking at guys? Are you placing phone calls? Are you getting involved?
Are you talking to Nate?
Not as much, no.
What do you mean as much?
No, I mean the portal to me is very like you want to get through the tournament, and then when the portal I'm not really turned on. Obviously, certain names pop like Luxembourg, like he landed there.
I meant, are you recruiting in the portal?
No.
Are you brokering any deals?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Are you? Would you?
Yeah, I would.
If you were
If
asked,
I knew a kid and he was like, I'm looking to go somewhere, like obviously
him in that
touch with
direction?
people, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You got to get in the portal. It's part of the business.
For sure.
You can't just ignore the portal.
No.
You know what? I had also jumping around, but I didn't expect this. 3 very good pizza places in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Now, I would not have expected that from San Antonio, but we had Leo's Hideaway today, was great. Lover's Pizza, great. And then Barro, do people know that place? Also very good. Some cool little spots.
You got to. Dickie V requested you go up to Tampa.
I saw that.
Sarasota. I also love. I don't know what it is, but it always makes me laugh. Guys like Dickie V, he only calls you David. He just kept on saying, David needs to come up to Sarasota. We need him up in Sarasota.
I love how he's calling PFT a different name.
Yeah, Patrick,
PDF.
Yeah. That's right.
And then he said, I had a great time on Pardon the Take.
Yeah. He's 1 in a million.
He's the best. We only got him for because his voice, he can't talk long. He's 10 minutes. We're like, we'll take it.
We were saying this. Johnny Fanta is like the next version to me of like a Vital or even like a John Madden. Somebody who just is so pure and who loves the game so
Right.
much, it's infectious. It's what Bosco would be if Bosco was like a happy guy.
Correct.
I think I've turned the corner.
Nah, well, you're never going to be a happy guy.
No.
I'm a stressed out guy. I would say I'm a happy guy, but I'm a stressed out
What
guy.
is stressing you in your life? You got a
You
great
got it
life.
made now.
I do. I know.
Rico.
I've turned the corner. Listen, Dave said it a couple years ago. Like, he's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, I want to do it for myself. I want to prove I don't, you change.
What?
Huh?
When I had the meltdown a couple of years ago, Dave's like, I'm going to bring you back, but I don't know if it's a great idea because, like, I don't even know if you can fix yourself. Like, why do you want to do this? I'm like, I want to do it for myself. I want to change. I want to be good.
But you have a lot going for you.
I do. I've learned to cherish that.
How many numbers you got on this phone? But which is useless, totally and completely,
Useless.
unbelievably useless, all this work you do, and you didn't get us one guest.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of numbers.
The off season starts Tuesday. We'll be booking for 2020.
That's like the thing when you always say when you're like, oh, I'm not allowed to have friends. You have friends. My friends come on PMT.
Agreed.
Your friends are just your friends.
Fair. I got to step it up. Off season starts Tuesday. 2026, we'll get the dates. We'll start reaching out to people.
All right, so we talked about.
Maybe Akeem will come. We'll see if we can pay him.
Well, yeah, we got to pay him.
I'm actually very glad Akeem did not come.
No, we'd have nothing to
It
talk
would be
to him
so
about.
awkward.
Okay.
I'd be sweating. How about that 5 slamma jamma, Hakeem? Like, what are we going to talk to him about? That fadeaway, the dream shake, that was unbelievable. Like, what would we talk about? But the pressure with that guy's a legend. It's like he doesn't know who the fuck we are. We paid him, apparently. It would have been so, like, you wanted Master P. Like, what are we going to fucking talk about Master P?
Listen, I was on 3 hours notice. I'm
Imagine
taking
Master P.
shots.
What in the world are we
take
going to...
shots. His son plays for Houston. He doesn't play much at all, really. But I don't know.
Oh,
he
okay,
takes
so it'd be
shots.
like that.
All
Like,
right.
hey,
That's a good question.
when you watch the game, are you like, hey, will my son get in? Probably not.
I took shots. You got to take shots.
I like the shots. Yeah, Hakeem would have been awkward.
David Robinson's son's on Duke staff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't have
that's
a line
interesting.
to
You have a line to him?
I didn't have a line.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been a good get. Can you imagine?
That's
Big
great,
Admiral.
Dad. Okay, so I think we've gone through the first game, the second game, but not the overall what we think is going to happen. We sort of have. What is the money lines to win the championship?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. So they have the look-ahead lines. So
Duke about even?
Duke is even. Duke is plus 100. But I'll tell you what the lines on Monday night would be. So if it's Duke, Florida, Duke will be 4.5-point favorites. If it's Duke, Auburn, they'll be 5.5-point favorites. And then Florida would be 1.5-point favorite over Houston, and Houston would be a 1-point favorite over Auburn. So Auburn would be the underdog no matter what.
So to me, the bet of the tournament right now, how I feel, is just Duke to win the whole thing. Because I think Duke's going to win today. Then you're sitting on Duke just to win the game, and you don't have to give away the 4.5, 5.5.
They'll be 4.5 or 5.5-point favorites.
And I think Duke's going to cover today. I think they're going to cover in the championship. I think it's going to go Duke, Florida title game. Duke wins both games by double digits. That is my final prediction from here in San Antonio.
Florida is – so Titus and I were talking about this. Florida is the one team that I think that in this Final Four, if Florida plays an A-plus game, there's nothing Duke can do about it. I think if Auburn or Houston play an A-plus game, I think Duke can still beat them. And when I say that, I mean Florida's hitting all their shots. Their big
And
guys
you're
are
saying
just
Duke
dominant.
doesn't play well?
I agree with you,
Duke,
except
no,
for
yeah, Duke A-plus would be able to.
Duke could play well and beat Florida.
But I think a peak Florida, peak Duke would be an insane game.
Do you think Auburn's getting a little disrespected? I know Broom's hurt. Auburn, a
Auburn?
little bit. They have 17 quad 1 wins.
I know,
Played in
but I think the
conference.
problem with Auburn is you get excited about what they did and not what they're doing right now. So
And Jedi Broom has been hurt.
They've been the best team all season, but that was then. I don't care that you won the Maui Invitational in
That's
November.
fair. But how do you think they've looked
recently? They haven't been good to me. They lost 3 or 4 entering the tournament.
But then in the tournament, have they turned it up a little bit? I mean, they took care of Michigan in that big, we're down. And
But they were down. You know what? As compared to a Duke who's just
And Florida hasn't
wiping
looked
the
great.
floor with everybody.
Florida should have lost to Texas Tech. I didn't think they looked great against UConn. I had my bet of the millennium was Florida to beat UConn. I thought they'd kill them because UConn's way down. UConn was in that game basically the whole game.
Yeah.
So
I hear what you're saying. Like, if Auburn shows up like they've shown up all season, yes, Auburn can be that team. But I've been waiting for them to play 40 minutes of dominant basketball for about a month now. It's been a while.
I think it's Broom being hurt.
Yeah,
like
now he's banged up.
It's not even this injury that happened a week ago. It was the original injury in whatever it was, January.
Yeah.
He came back, but he hasn't been the same guy.
And their whole team like teeters on the swag and the confidence. Is it too much? Is it becoming a distraction?
What is this?
Yeah.
What
like
do they do?
I don't know what that is.
And like at times it's like helping them come back into games. At other times they'll score. They'll go on like a 5-0 run and think they're up 30 and they're not. And it's and they just kind of like lose sight of what's going on out there.
I've heard you say it too. They do a lot of dumbass shit.
They do a lot of dumb shit. Yeah. They do a lot of dumb. I think Florida does too, which is what I'm fascinated tonight to see who's not stupid.
Yeah, no, that is.
Who's not the dumbest team? Yeah,
like Auburn does play dumb.
They play very dumb.
Yeah.
But they're really fucking good. So
I'm excited.
That's
I ultimately I agree with you, Dave. I think Duke wins both games by double digits. I think it feels like Duke is a head and shoulders better than everybody. I wouldn't be stunned. It wouldn't be the craziest thing I've ever seen in the sport, but I would definitely be surprised. I have that context going into this Final Four as I expect Duke to win. But I made the comparison on PMT before the tournament started, the 2015 tournament. I feel like this Duke team is the Kentucky team of that one.
Yeah.
And they lost in the Final Four, and they lost. So, like, they could lose, but in the way that I was surprised that night when Kentucky lost, I would be surprised if Duke loses either one of these games.
And so we're heading back to Chicago. We're going to be streaming. We'll be there probably at halftime of the first game. So we have the stream set up, though. Brandon's there, Stephen Shea. I think Nikki Smokes is a Florida fan. So they'll start the stream so everyone can tune in. Dave, Rico, and I will be joining at halftime of the first game. We'll watch the second game as well. Monday night we're going to stream at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Titus is staying here on boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground journalism.
Yep. Are you doing your show on the floor again?
No, I'm doing it at the hotel.
Got it.
So he'll be live. Titus will be live after the game tonight
Yeah.
and live after the game on Monday.
So
That's right.
final, clearly, Duke, Houston.
No, well,
Houston to win
No,
both?
no. 5.5 points.
Florida.
No,
Florida
Duke's
over
going to win it all. Duke's winning it all. I was saying 5.5 points feels.
Yeah, you have Duke winning all, and you have Houston winning all.
No, I have Florida winning it all.
Florida over Houston's what you got, Bosco.
Yeah, I'll take the shot makers in that game.
Okay.
So you have Florida.
Yeah.
All right. So there it is. There's the predictions. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Yes,
San Antonio.
great crowd.
Great
Have fun at
city.
the game.
Thank you guys very much for coming out. When's the next time Final Four is here? Do we know yet?
Oh, I don't know. I know Indy. It goes Indy, Detroit, Vegas.
And then back to somewhere in Texas.
Well,
but
then
not
potentially I'll never be back in San Antonio the rest of my life. I like the city. If we're not getting a Final Four.
Is this your farewell?
If it's
might
never
be
getting
it.
a Final Four again.
here. It will.
It is.
in the
No,
rotation.
yeah, it's not. So it's Indy next year, Detroit, Vegas, back to Indy, and then Dallas.
Yeah, I may never be back in the
shit.
city again.
No, they'll get it back in the rotation.
Yeah, but I could be dead by then. That's a
No,
long
don't
time
say
down
that.
the road.
Don't say that.
That's a long time down the road.
Don't say that.
Bosco, if we were at Dave's funeral and you get a text from John Shire's guy being like, "Hey, I need to talk to you right now," are you walking out for a second?
100%.
I would shut the fuck.
100%.
I was raised correct. You guys think I'm an animal?
No, you weren't raised correctly. You fucking ditched Jack at dinner.
You were definitely not raised correctly. You're a psychopath.
You shut the phone off at funerals and wakes. Shut the phone.
That's it.
Shut the phone off.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Enjoy the finals.